let's get down to bid mouse with some news. So rumors have started to fly lately about a particular IP with a massive following. A user with quite credible history has revealed online that Square Enix is working on doling out some announcements that had been pushed back due to the pandemic. This user, who goes by the name Navtra, mentioned that Square Enix would be revealing the next expansion for Final Fantasy XIV early February, followed by the much-anticipated Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS5, and then Life is Strange 3. Usually rumors by users online like this can be discredited quite easily, but Navtra has a history of correct predictions with Square Enix, like being able to confirm specific details of Final Fantasy XVI on PlayStation 5 months before the official announcement. While that still isn't a guarantee, job listings have surfaced from Colorado-based Deck 9, the developers behind Before the Storm, a sequel to the first Life is Strange. Deck 9 has also already confirmed that they're working on a narrative adventure in collaboration with Square Enix. And if that weren't already enough, just today Square Enix officially announced that expansion Navtra mentioned, nearly confirming their other claims. With all this mounting evidence, it's clear that we'll be hearing about Life is Strange 3 very, very soon.
Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
Moving on to more not-so-secret intelligence, 2007's disappointingly canned remaster of Goldeneye 007 has somehow managed to resurface more than a decade later, and more than 2 from its original release. Back in 2007, there were works in motion to produce a remaster of said Nintendo 64 game for the Xbox Live Arcade, but with the rights to the IP being so notoriously difficult to negotiate, the game was eventually dropped. The IP is jointly owned by Danyak LLC and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, of the Roaring Lion head fame. Many other game companies have had access to the franchise though, including EA, Activision, Nintendo, and most recently, IO Interactive, developer of the Hitman series. Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, has always expressed interest in an official remaster, but tweeted in 2015 about the challenges. It seemed for a long time like a remaster for this beloved game was just never gonna happen. That is, until a full playthrough of the remaster surfaced on YouTube. Following this revelation, a fully playable copy of the XBLA remaster was uploaded online and made available for anyone to play via emulator. Now, amazingly, you can play this gem remastered from beginning to end. Now that's a nice surprise for such a cold and dark winter. Not a very long update this one, but still something worth noting. There's been a fair amount of hype building around the remaster of the original Mass Effect trilogy, and with that comes new updates from their developer, BioWare. Like the fact that the training facility, Pinnacle Station, and 40 other pieces of DLC won't be making their way into what is supposed to be the definitive edition of the trilogy. This is a result of data corruption from the original source files. Director Mac Walters was quoted saying, "I wish we could do it. Honestly, just because this is meant to be everything that the team ever created, brought together again, all the single-player content, and so, leaving it all on the cutting room floor, it was heartbreaking." Apparently when BioWare reached out to Demiurge Studios, the studio that developed the DLC for the first game, it was nothing but an emotional rollercoaster of trying to obtain backups. Demiurge Studios' source had been corrupted, and BioWare's original code had been lost. This loss actually equated to the PS3 version of Mass Effect effectively not getting said DLC when the game launched on the system. With this in mind, BioWare is still hard at work to improve integrity between all 3 titles included, as well as adding new features like expanded character customization and the extended cut ending being the official ending. Mass Effect Legendary Edition will launch on May 14th on PS4, PC, and Xbox One. And now let's finish this off with some lighter news. With all the news surrounding Wall Street and Gamestop being not so happy, it's nice to hear about some good coming out of it. 20-year-old Hunter Kahn of Minnesota saw an opportunity to spread some joy. He cashed out $30,000 of the GameStop stock he bought at $30 to $80 a share last month, and used part of those proceeds to buy Nintendo Switch Lite handheld consoles and games from GameStop, donating them to patients at the Children's Hospital of Minnesota.
There's no one more deserving of Nintendo Switches than some kids going through a hard time.
What a stand-up guy. Well, that's it for the last week in gaming news. Keep it breezy, all you cool swinging humans.